When you watch these white granules pour into the earth, it looks like progress. We are taught this powder is the essential lifeblood of a modern harvest, but this is not plant food. It is a chemical dependency. The failure of synthetic urea is a matter of physical limits. A plant can only absorb roughly 30 to 40% of the nitrogen applied. The rest remains in the environment, largely unusable by the crop. That remaining 60% doesn't just vanish. Half of it evaporates as atmospheric ammonia, while the rest leaches through the soil profile into the deep water table. This leads to a concentration of nitrates in the local drinking water. In regions like Punjab, decades of chemical saturation have left the groundwater with nitrate levels far beyond safe consumption limits. This chronic exposure is directly linked to the region's health crisis, resulting in a daily train service dedicated to ferrying cancer patients to the nearest specialized treatment centers. Farmers find themselves in a cycle where they pay for the very chemicals that are slowly poisoning their own communities. Urea and DAP are heavy salts. When applied repeatedly, these salts act as a binding agent, fusing individual soil particles into a solid, impermeable crust. This hardened layer creates a hostile environment for the soil's biological workforce. Earthworms and beneficial microbes cannot survive in this compacted earth, causing rich soil to fracture and turn into sterile sand. This physical degradation carries a heavy price. Hardened soil requires more tractor power to plow and significantly more irrigation because the ground can no longer absorb rainwater. For many, the cost of these rising inputs exceeds the value of the harvest. It is a self-defeating loop. The products purchased to increase yield are systematically destroying the physical foundation of the farm. Natural farming replaces direct feeding, which forces nutrients into the plant, with soil feeding, which nourishes the entire environment surrounding the roots. Introducing organic carbon creates a biological catalyst. It feeds existing microbes, triggering an explosive multiplication. This microbial boom transforms the earth into a porous, sponge-like lattice, allowing roots to extend deep enough to find water even during drought. True agricultural resilience comes from fostering a self-sustaining soil structure that withstands the pressures of modern weather cycles. The indigenous Desi cow serves as the primary factor for this biological shift. Its waste products contain the specific living microbes required to restart the soil's natural nutrient cycle. To create the catalyst Jeevamrit, combine fresh cow dung, urine, jaggery, and gram flour. Within 72 hours, bacterial counts scale into billions. Introduced to the field, these bacteria coat roots and draw nitrogen directly from the atmosphere, providing continuous nutrients. Jeevamrit isn't a temporary fix. It is the deployment of a living microbial army that restores the soil's ability to feed itself. While nitrogen handles growth, plants also need phosphorus for root strength. Chemical DAP provides this using rock phosphate, but in its natural state, this mineral is indigestible to plants. Instead of using industrial acids to break down these rocks, you can use biological acids found in sour buttermilk or fermenting manure. This process makes the phosphorus bioavailable without toxifying the surrounding ecosystem. For the planting stage, a solid mix called Ganamrit acts as a biological shield. As the seed germinates, concentrated microbes protect it from soil-borne diseases and prevent the chemical burning common with synthetic fertilizers. By utilizing biological decay rather than industrial factory acids, you make essential structural minerals available to the plant without harming the earth. Quitting chemical fertilizers cold turkey is a risk. Soil that has been conditioned by synthetic inputs for years will go into shock, leading to a significant loss in the initial harvest. Success requires a phased withdrawal. In the first year, reduce chemicals by 25% while adding biologicals. By the second year, cut them by half. By the third year, the soil health has recovered enough to support the crop entirely without synthetics. This transition is a medical intervention for the land. It cures the systemic dependency of the soil while maintaining the stability of the farm. The economics of this transition are driven by a significant reduction in input costs. Every sack of fertilizer represents recurring debt for a farmer, whereas natural farming allows for all inputs to be generated directly on site. The ultimate indicator of success is the return of earthworms. These creatures act as a tireless, unpaid labor force that automatically aerates the soil and improves water retention from below. This method also opens new financial opportunities. Urban markets are increasingly paying premium prices for produce that is guaranteed to be nutrient-dense and free of synthetic chemicals. Agricultural wealth is built on the foundation of a living soil that breaks the cycle of debt and maintains the health of those who eat from it.